Well, all right. Um, wasn't really my intention to do another video so soon. Um, but I think there's been some crazy weather stuff going on here in Flagstaff, and a bunch of packages and everything got, uh, I wouldn't say lost, but kind of um, not even misplaced, but held up, I guess, by the post office. And then I think a bunch of them all showed up at once. Just the last couple of days, a bunch of things have come in, and I went through what I still had pending out there for orders and things, and there were a few left. I did that this morning, and then this afternoon, bunch more packages showed up. So I kind of have a rough idea of what has arrived. I know what was remaining. So we'll make another video and get right back into it. LaCroix, of course. But we'll start off. I had some time on my hands today and did a little bit of Goodwilling, thrift store shopping. And as a matter of fact, the first thing right on top is we have a Savers, which is like a Goodwill. Their donations go to like Big Brothers Big Sisters, I think, that type of thing. And they didn't have much, but they had this Bob Marley compilation. The sticker on there, it's $1.99 for CDs at the Savers. A lot of their stuff, it's the same quality but ends up being more expensive or something, I don't know. But this is a Bob Marley compilation, Rainbow Country, and it's in there. It's got an official disc, but it's just like this piece of paper, which is kind of like glued in there at this point. And it says on here, it said something about a compilation, I don't know. Extensive liner notes included. Yeah, right, there was nothing in there. This is pretty funny. Bob Marley, Rainbow Country, featuring Peter Tosh and Bunny Wailer. So that's cool. I'll take that for $2. Set that off to the side. And then I did hit the Goodwill. I got an InXS that I don't have underneath the colors. So kind of official release. This thing says 1981. It was a Goodwill score, and the disc is in there. It's in really good condition. Case is all in good condition. 99 cents from the Goodwill. I told you about the Goodwill before, so make sure you're taking your stuff to Goodwill if you're just going to throw it out. Otherwise, it has a Zia Records sticker kind of flopping around on there, $5.99. That's a local record shop in Arizona. There's multiple ones in the Phoenix area, and I think that there's might be one in Las Vegas and one in Tucson or something like that, which I go to quite a bit whenever I'm in those areas and find all kinds of stuff. But it looks like, unless this came off something else, $5.99 at one point in time, 99 cents at Goodwill. I mentioned every time I do pick up a soundtrack, it's a, maybe a movie that I liked, or if I think that even if just like the music on there is kind of goofy, if it has like skits and stuff from the movie, I'll pick it up. So this one I got, it's Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, which was a movie in like 2001. It says here, I don't know, Steppenwolf and Bon Jovi. There's a PJ Harvey song on here, Run DMC, Bloodhound Gang, Morris Day and the Time, Afro Man. But in between each song, it looks like there's like a couple seconds of lines from the movie and stuff like that. The one that kind of stood out to me was track 20, Touching a Brother's Heart, which is a funny scene from that movie with Tracy Morgan. So we'll get right. Okay, yeah, so this one's cool. I'm gonna open this one next. And I kind of spoke on it in a video a few ago about I had ordered something from overseas, and the guy messaged me, and I had forgotten what the deal was at the time. But then I looked at it again, and I guess there was like a cyber attack in the UK, and it delayed a lot of mail, and it might have just been with the Royal Mail folks there in Great Britain or whatever. And this comes from London, UK. Georgios Giannopoulos. But he was super cool about it, and I was, I had no problem waiting. And I'm stoked to get this one. So I'm gonna open that up. It's got a fragile piece of tape around the side there. This looks like it would have been a perfect box to send like a 7-inch record or something in it. Yeah, and I ordered this back in January, and it's basically the beginning of March now. And it's finally showed up, and that's cool. And he's got it like taped inside of there. What does this thing say? Cut frozen chips, pre-fried and frozen, best chips. Our friends in the UK, 10 millimeters straight. Get it? Those are French fries here in the US of A. Freedom fries. Oh, this should be pretty funny. It's like a piece of newspaper. It's wrapped in. Yeah, it's the newspaper, January 19th. What does that say? Coco hoop over Ripper bloke, Andy. That's funny. Curious what this thing says. The album, this one is Group, and I've mentioned it before. I did open a package that I got another album from this group, and this one ended up being kind of harder to find. I've had it on like a wish list and looking for a long time, and I would see it pop up now and again on like a Discogs thing. And I guess mostly coming from the UK or whatever, I couldn't really find this album in shipping from the US, and then I never found it in the store or anything like that. But this is another Boards of Canada, and this one is Music Has the Right to Children, and it's like a cardboard digipack thing, and the album. Boards of Canada. But this is a cool band, and I'm stoked to finally have this CD. Yeah, awesome. Came all the way from the UK, fighting cyber attacks and everything. Let's go right from the top. This is from Giovanni Zuniga, I don't know, Springfield, Mass. So another kind of box that would have fit like a 7-inch record or something. I don't think I got any 7-inch records. I mean, it's possible. It's totally possible. Nope, no 7-inch record, just some CDs wrapped in bubble wrap. Bubble wrap. Bunch of tape, bunch of bubble wrap. All right. So yeah, I know what I was getting going for in this. And I've mentioned this before as well, that there's a ton of releases by Sonic Youth. And when I come across the Sonic Youth that I don't have, I'll pick those up. So this looks like a full album, 1997, 1998, Sonic Youth, 1,000 Leaves. Kind of cool. Some of the songs that are on that. 1,000 Leaves. It says 1998, Geffen Records. And then also from them, found Sonic Youth, NYC Ghosts and Flowers. It's got the parental advisory actual sticker on the outside of the jewel case. And kind of cool. On the disc, 2000 Geffen Records. Pretty certain I don't have that one. And then the one that I was going for when I found, I was looking at the page, is, I mean, believe it or not, and I mean, how would it not happen? But our old friend Willie Nelson came out with a reggae album. It's called Countryman. That's kind of sweet. It's got the pot marijuana there, leaf on the front. Yeah, so it says on the back of this here, and these are like the names of the songs. It says 10 years in the making, Willie's first ever reggae album merges the gospel and soul spirit found in both reggae and country. Which is kind of funny. Super hilarious. It's got the pot marijuana leaf on the front of that one too, and all reggae style, colors and things, and old Willie looking high as a kite. Bound to happen. Bound to happen. This one's just because it's right here. This comes from Middle Village, New York. Nicholas Diunte or something like that. I doubt half of these people watch unboxing videos. They don't care. So he'll never see me screwing up his name. Something happened in this box. Don't know. Oh yeah, so this guy had, I forget what the name of his shop was. It didn't say it on the box. But it was like massive collection of hip hop music. And I was looking for a few hip hop albums, and went through the rest of his Discogs page to see what he had. And a lot of this stuff is kind of filling in the blanks on things that I don't have. And so that was cool. And so I just wanted to pick up just a couple, and these are cheap. So, I mean, probably varying quality of, you know, what condition and type of thing that they're in. But I'll take it. So we'll start with this one. This is Nas, It Was Written. And that's kind of an iconic image of our boy Nas on there. There's like a hype sticker right on the cover, on the jewel case. that says featuring the hit single "If I Ruled the World." Imagine that. Who's on that? It says. Yeah, it looks like it's in good condition. Yep, I got a couple other Nas albums, at least one more. Didn't have that one, so I picked that up. This is a 2-disc greatest hits, and I've mentioned that I usually don't get greatest hits, but it's just like super strange. Some of these, these groups have, or some of these hip-hop artists have so many things that they're kind of hard to track and hard to get everything. I don't know. And this is Tupac greatest hits. And Tupac, of course, a bunch of stuff came out after he died. This Death Row Records. And so it's like I don't know if I wasn't hip to it or what. And I don't know what is what as all of that goes. And I know I wanted to get some Tupac. It says 1998 Death Row Records. So I picked up this one. And then again, same type of thing. If I just wasn't aware what the deal was, and this you can tell is like an older best of style, where it's in the the Tupac was a double disc, but it's just in like a single kind of jewel case, and the and this is Notorious B.I.G. double disc, Life After Death. Yeah, Life After Death, Bad Boy Records. It says 1997. Puff Daddy, that type of thing. And a bunch of those songs, I couldn't even follow along like how many albums the Notorious B.I.G. actually had. And instead of figuring that out, I was like, I'm gonna get this double disc for like a couple of bucks. On that same tip, like looking through this guy's collection, this was something, I think this probably late 90s maybe, or 2000. MOP, Warriors, and there's a couple of things, I don't know, like I've seen some of the MOP stuff, different remixes and that type of thing, and I'm not 100% certain, but there's some songs that came off of this that I thought were cool. And then we're back on another, I guess there's like mostly greatest hits types of things in here. I do have, this is the Tribe Called Quest, the anthology, and I do have some Tribe Called Quest single albums, but this was $1 on that guy's site, his Discogs page, so I decided to pick that up. All right, anyway, got a few more here. Which should be good. So it's kind of heavy. Brewery Town Beats in Philadelphia. This one says tear here. So I'm gonna try to tear here. Oh yeah. Open right up. Okay, so this one I ordered kind of a while back, and it took a minute, and they messaged me and told me that the one of the CDs, they couldn't find it, and that was fine. It ultimately ended up being the one that I was looking for from their store, and I was just like, okay, I found the other ones just to fulfill the just the order or whatever, kind of filler, and they were like, oh, if we can't find it, we'll just send out the other ones if you're cool with that, and then we'll refund you the money. I'm like, yeah, it's totally fine. And then they were like, if we don't find it by like the end of the week or whatever week that was, and then at the end of the week they said they found the CD that I was looking for, so that's sweet. And that one is another greatest hits. is Zapp and Roger, all the greatest hits. So that's kind of awesome. Remember Zapp and Roger. You know, they're doing the old school style auto tune thing before that became like a popular thing to do. But this has got all the hits. More bounce to the ounce. I heard it through the grapevine. So rough, so tough. Do it, Roger. Do what Diddy. I can make you dance. The Midnight Hour. Computer Love. I want to be your man. Oh, it's amazing. Every tune on this, it's amazing. So I'm stoked that they found that, and I think it's in good condition too. Boom, clear. I've gotten some in that last video. Stuff was not, some of it was not in the condition that I expected it to be in. So like pretty much anything is better than that. So anyway, then this is like a, it's an EP. I don't know if it was a promotional release. It might have been, but it's a companion release probably of sorts. Jon Spencer Blues Explosion. Heavy was the main album, and this is like an EP that has like a radio edit, a remix of a song on here that was played on the radio or something. Duck Rop Hip and Bass remix. I don't know. But I like the Jon Spencer Blues Explosion, and Acme was the name of that album, and which I have, and I got that back in the day whenever that came out in 98 or 99 or whatever, something like that. And so this is kind of like this, maybe a single, Heavy single, which is a song off of there that was super cool. So I'll take that. I do have kind of a big, well, I wouldn't say big in comparison to other folks. It's definitely not big at all, but just, you know, my jazz collection, and I have everything mixed at this point. You can kind of see all my stuff, and this is whatever letter this is, T, and then U. I have everything in just alphabetical order, and just everything just jellied together in the mix. I think maybe one day I'll, when I got a bigger room or something, I'll kind of separate things by genre. Ooh, that sounds daunting. Anyway, this is, what do they even call this? So it's the Dave Brubeck Quartet Time Out. And it's got this hype sticker on here. I think so. This is, you know, best value. That was like a series compilation type release thing. This says 1997 release. Time Out. You know, CD reissue. As Dave Brubeck writes in his liner notes for the CD reissue, creating a hit out of the odd meter experiments of Time Out was the furthest from any of our minds in 1959, when Paul Desmond, Joe Morello, Eugene Wright, and I went into the studio to record. So these songs were recorded in 1959 originally. And he says, this is often the great irony of things which become hugely successful and are able to transcend preconceptions, cultural differences, or the marketing of music. Time Out is undeniably a masterpiece which, from the very moment of its release, was able to reach out to the masses while retaining its genius, a rare combination for a work of art. And I think this was, you know, the original, it was, you know, that album or whatever, Time Out, is where, you know, everyone knows the song Take 5. And I think that's whenever they first released that. And it's been covered by tons and tons of people over the years. But Dave Brubeck, I never had this, I guess. And so that was cool to get. This next one, it's kind of funny, funny story. Make sure it's in there. So I bought this once from the discount jazz section at one of the Zia Records in Phoenix, and it's like all taped up. It's not like it's, you know, I find like open cases and stuff like this at like the Goodwill. Um, and it might have been like $3 or $5, not probably not even $5, a couple of dollars. And I was just like, okay, cool. I don't have that. It's And then whenever I was taking all the stickers and opening up all the cases and stuff like that off of my haul that I got from this music shop, opened it up and no disc in there at all. So they just sold me a case for like $3 or $5. I don't remember. And I think I've come across it a few more times since then and just like skipped over it. But this is another Miles, of course, Miles Davis and Quincy Jones live at Montreux. And it says featuring the classic arrangements of Gil Evans. This is a Warner Brothers release, so you know this was doesn't even have a time on here, but it's like selections from Sketches of Spain and that type of thing on here. 1993 Warner Brothers, so it was, you know, probably right around the time that Miles left Columbia to go, I think, just directly to Warner Brothers or whatever the case was. So yeah, now I have it, and I checked the disc was in there. Boom, the disc. Miles and Quincy, our boys. Oh, that one's heavy. What's this one? I don't know what that one is either. Carlos A. Music Dose Records, Chico, California. Throw it on the ground. Come on, then. Nothing. All right, cool. So nice. And this was another page that I found that they were selling mostly hip-hop music, so it's cool with that. And again, it's like picking up some stuff that I never really had copies of or whatever for whatever reason. And then, you know, laws of attraction have been chasing me because I see these things, and then I start seeing them kind of everywhere. But this was an album that I think my friend had when, you know, this is like released 1994, that you know, your friend has a $15 CD or something like that, and you listen to that. You don't have to get it too at the time, however old I was in 1994. But this is Rappin' Forte, Don't Fight the Feeling. She's a sellout. I don't know what that means, but Don't Fight the Feeling is what they call it, Rappin' Forte. And this is like some Bay Area hip-hop from 1994. The song on that was Players Club, which is awesome. Players Club, wanted to have that. And this is all about like these best ofs. So yeah, and I think this is probably what drove me to this guy's page or whatever. And they did have the original, you know, first released album of this group, and same price or whatever, and brand new. They call it mint, and it still looks mint. It's got like a sticker on here. But it was Naughty by Nature. It's the greatest hits, hip hop hits. Naughty by Nature, and you can see it's still got like this sticker guy on there. I like to collect those whenever I stick them to stuff. And you know, why not? OPP, yeah, you know me. That was on that one, so we'll take it. This one is going to be questionable. So the Roots, Things Fall Apart. Oh yeah, microdose. this, and he gave me his like card. Yeah, scan QR code, view our rap and hip hop store. So this must have been all, yeah, Mob Bloodline Records, Discogs seller. So this was really the guy that had all the hip hop. I don't know if I just sorted that other little lot that I opened. If I just sorted out all the hip hop and I was just grabbing up hip hop stuff from there. But this, yeah, Things Fall Apart. Yeah, no, that's super clean. I found a bunch of these after the fact. And I'm like, oh, why is it cheaper? And it said that it was in not good condition or for whatever reason. So, and I didn't remember if I actually got, my copy was going to be clean and good condition or whatever. This got some sweet tunes on there. I do have quite a few The Roots albums, and there's plenty more to get. But this one was, a really good one. People will just remember that Things Fall Apart and that kind of iconic photo there. And You Got Me featuring Erykah Badu. Is that Questlove? That's funny. Amir. And then, yeah, at the same time, found a 2-disc kind of best of. And I don't even know. This might not be best of, but it is 2-disc. Phrenology, The Roots. Two-disc. Oh, that thing's kind of broken, the hinge on there. That doesn't matter. The discs are in there. So let's see. One more. This one's kind of heavy. This might be the last packages for a while, I think. When I was looking for today, and after all of the stuff that I opened last night, I opened about 10 packages in the last video. That was the night before. I don't know when this will actually be released. I usually try to give them some time in between releasing these videos and uploading them and that type of thing, just to kind of spread it out. But I went back through the ones that I opened yesterday and, checked my statuses on Discogs and things, and, left my feedback and that type of stuff. So, and then I saw, what was left. And I think that this is probably going to satisfy everything that was left on there. And there's a few in here. Let's see if I can wax philosophically about what some of this stuff is. It's kind of a cool box. How this little thing goes together. Don't look at my address. Oh yeah, and I think that this guy was trying to fill this box, and he sent like some extra crap in there to fill it. Just because of a couple of the first things I pulled out, I'm like, I have no idea what that is. So, I'll look through. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, some of these are great. Yeah, so these ones I did not order. These ones I didn't order. This is a double disc, the Norton Recording 7th edition, Volume 2, Schubert to the Present, to accompany the Norton scores and the enjoyment of music, the Norton Recording 7th edition. I have no idea what that is. This thing says it has 8 CDs in it. Seventh edition, Volume 2. It doesn't have 8 CDs. It says CD 5, CD 7, and CD 8. But it's the best of my knowledge here is classical music. I have some classical music, but yeah, I don't know. I have like specific things that I like, and this has like tons of different people on there. 5, 6, 7, 8. So maybe 6 is in there. Yeah, 6 is in there. 5, 6, 7, and 8. That's funny. If anything, I can use this case to kind of replace other things. I'm gonna set that off to the side because I did not buy that. This, no idea. It's something called Stars. Stars, set yourself on fire. That's kind of funny. No idea, did not order. And this is Oud Blues or something. Did not order. Oud, so maybe an instrument of sorts. Someone might know what that is. O-U-D. Kind of funny. It's like a collage style thing with these guys riding camels. That's pretty funny. Who knows? Let's get past that. Anyway, more stuff. So again, always miles, more miles that I didn't have. 7 Steps to Heaven. This is a Columbia release. It's got 6 songs on there. Looks like they're covers. You know, we talked about that in jazz. Things just become standards, and everybody plays with this Columbia release. Miles playing there. 7 Steps to Heaven. This one, I've listened to this one quite a bit, and it's a solo release from, and people will remember, Tony Williams. Lifetime, the collection, I guess it's a compilation off of Columbia, but some really cool drum songs on here, jazzy drum stuff. And I'm stoked to finally have that. Tony Williams is awesome. What did I see? I saw something, what was it? An album that I got recently that this group was on that recording. It's the Kronos Quartet, and this is like a best of. Looks like 2-disc. Released 1985 to 1995, Kronos Quartet. Not 100% certain. I know an album that I got, it was like featuring the Kronos Quartet as like the band. I don't remember off the top of my head exactly what that was at the moment, but that was some cool stuff, and found this on this guy's page for you know, them singularly, and so decided to pick that up. There's this group, this next one, I hadn't heard this album, but I do have one of their other albums. This was released in 1998. It's called Drums and Tuba. This is the Flying Ballerina, drums and tuba. Really cool. As far as I know, instrumental band, featuring drums and tuba. There are other instruments involved in that as well, but drums and tuba mainly. And that's kind of amazing stuff, the Flying Ballerina. And I've said this too, I've been opening some packages with this fella coming out of there, and you know, always more stuff, and so I'm just kind of filling in some of the blanks at this point whenever I find these things for cheap. I tried to order this once and it didn't show up. They had to cancel my order because they lost it or something, I don't know. But so Mr. David Bowie, Earthling, and does this say? It doesn't. 1997 release, Mr. Bowie. Not much really on that, but he's wearing this cool suit. And then in the same vein, this is, I don't know if this is like the original release or if this is like a re-release of some sorts. 2002, Mr. David Bowie, Heathen. It's got some cool songs on here. And it's this double disc thing. Heathen. Didn't have that one, so picked that up. And then, yeah, last but not least, there's this group I've been listening to for a number of years. They came to Flagstaff and played last fall, I guess, at this point. And I bought up everything that they had with them, selling their merch. And it was strange. I mean, maybe they had a bunch of like vinyl or something. They didn't have a bunch of their CDs, and so I've been kind of chasing their CDs. And their live show was kind of amazing, and they played a variety of tunes off of all their albums. They have a number of albums at this point, and I didn't have this one, but it's Man Man, which is a cool group if you've never heard them at all. I don't know when this one was released. Copyright 2004. Yeah, so Man Man, they've been around. They have a cool band. Honus is the lead guy in there, and he probably has like a rotating cast of characters that come and play live shows with him. But super cool, and if you've ever seen Man Man around in your area, you should check them out because they're a lot of fun. They got some cool songs. So that is that for this. I'm not going to count the ones that I didn't order, just to get an idea of what I got here. So 27 on this order. Well, not even, because I got 3 from the Goodwill and the Savers today. So that's, awesome, a bunch of hip hop and stuff that, knocks that off the list. Found some Miles Davis, some David Bowie, adding 2 collections, finishing off some collections. I think that Man Man might be the last one I needed to get all of their albums. We'll take a look at that. I kind of said something about it in a video previously that, as I'm kind of running down of packages coming in, and I can still make videos, I can see like what I've got and go through some of my collections. If they're complete or not, that will be questionable, but I can at least like show some of the things that I have a lot of. I have a couple of groups that I like that I've collected quite a bit of their stuff. So that might be sweet, just to check those different things out. But we'll see. Yeah, this one, is kind of a longer video too. It's not the hour and 20 minutes or whatever I did in that last video. So it might be more digestible for you. I'm not really good on the hashtag game yet for what folks are doing, but I mean, I follow YouTube pages and stuff of people opening crap and talking about CDs and this type of thing, so I'm trying to figure out what that algorithm is, so maybe I can get some people that I don't know checking stuff out, because we do the radio show, the people that I know essentially at this point listen to the radio show, RadioSunnyside.org on Friday evenings, most Friday evenings here in Flagstaff, 6 to 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, Arizona. So wherever you are in the world, you can figure that out for yourself and tune into the show, and you'll see some of these things get played. I think as I know more about the different things that I like, maybe I'll talk more about them. I don't know. Maybe I'll just play the music on the show, and you have to come to my YouTube and my Instagram, social media stuff to hear me jabber about what some of these things are, and then I make another video and correct all the mistakes that I made, which is hilarious to me, whatever. It's CDs, folks. Let's go. Music, but I like all that stuff, so, if you know some different things about any of these, you got some comments, tell me that I'm wrong, tell me other things that I should have gotten instead. Do it. Let's interact. Let's have a good time. So, we're going to call it with that. I'm going to get another drink of the old LaCroix. And that'll be it for now. And we'll see you again soon. All right.